incredibly great.
You think I lack discipline. You think I lack willpower. You think I'm just not doing enough. The world will tell you that to control your weight, all you need to do is eat right and exercise. But now, science knows it's just not that simple. Weight loss is more than just calories in versus calories out. It's a real metabolic condition. Enter GLP 3, powered by MBC267, an all-natural peptide complex discovered in salmon living in the Norwegian Sea and in many mushrooms. GLP 3 helps curb food cravings and can eat and better than ever. Control your weight. Don't let it control you. GLP 3 works with your body, not against it. Because when you address the real metabolic factors at play, lasting change becomes possible. This is your fresh start. This is your time. This is GLP redefined.
Jess, we're good over here whenever Shannon gets back.
Awesome. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Dan. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Sorry, I had
Okay.
myself on mute.
That's okay. That's okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on today, you guys. And thanks for your patience too. The game is officially over. So I was like
How'd they do?
wanting, it was a hard one.
You're very supportive. That's good.
Yeah, we had a hard one. We have a high school basketball coach, boys basketball coach. His daughter's now playing, so he's the coach for her. So that was, they're very well organized, and he's very smart with recruiting, right? So,
Right.
so yeah, it's going to be a fun, competitive season, I think. So
Okay.
it's good for grit, right?
Sure.
And all the things, right? Some of those
Absolutely.
muscle building moments, right? So yeah, so they played really hard. They had fun. And they know a lot of the girls on the other team, so that makes it fun too. So yeah. We had a basketball game at 8:00 this morning, and then this one here at 10.
And you're so excited about that, I could tell.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And then I didn't think about like, okay, so the game is usually about an hour. So if there's a Zoom at 11, like that's a tricky thing. But isn't this the beauty of like things like now with Zoom is we can be anywhere, doing anything. Like I got to watch the end of her game, right? Didn't have to miss it. And just to have that flexibility, to be on a Zoom at just a couple minutes after 11. So 11:10 here. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm Jessica. Haven't got to meet everybody. I am in Kansas City, in a place called Olathe, Kansas. I've been with health and wellness and nutrition stuff for about 11 years now. One of my good friends, Shanna is on as well. She's a wellness practitioner, more on the holistic side. So Dan and Amanda, you're probably pretty much like her too. Very much like myself, maybe your friends too. I see you guys there too. So hi. You get to hang out in Amanda's house.
My brother and sister-in-law.
Okay.
Well, my sister, I didn't have a brother and sister that married, but I call her sister anyway. A lot of our family is from Alabama, but we don't hold it against them. So
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay. So your brother and your sister-in-law.
yes, correct.
Awesome.
Mike and Molly. Yep.
Mike and Molly?
Mara.
Mara. Okay. Mike
Yeah,
and Mara.
yeah.
Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So who's older, Mike or you, Dan?
Oh, which one looks older?
Huh. The last time I answered that, you'll have to ask my friend Janet. She was on the
Right.
other day. She's a nurse practitioner. One time I met her and her sister, and her sister was older. I'm sorry, her sister was younger, but her sister looked older.
Older,
And I
right?
was like, "Oh, is this your? Oh, so you're older?" And she's like, "No, I'm not." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Well,
So I don't ever claim anything now. So you have to tell me.
yeah, I am definitely younger. He's older than I am, but
Okay.
he looks more purty because he takes care of himself. In fact, they went out dancing all night last night, and they were
Fun.
actually just showing us a new dance that they created, just
it.
last night. So yeah,
Love it. Love it. What kind of dancing?
line dance and like East Coast swing, West Coast swing, country
Okay.
line dance type stuff.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah,
And is your brother, Mike, are you taller?
yeah.
Okay. How tall are you?
6'1". Used
Okay.
to be 6'3", but 6'1".
Okay. Cause I would say you look taller. Okay. Okay. And I'm 6 foot, so people can't usually tell that, but I'm pretty tall for a female. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I've had this health journey. For me, it started kind of with weight loss. Like I was a good 15, 20 pounds. Always it would go up and down, up and down, up and down. I started learning about nutrition. My friend Shannon here, she can definitely test to like my family is not the picture of nutrition. My roots, all that. So I kind of had to learn some things on my own. Mostly it started with me just trying to get pregnant. That's kind of when I started focusing a little heavily. So back then, even they were like, "Hey, you can do these injections." And I was like, no, injections, I pass out with needles. No, thanks. I definitely do not want to have anything that's injected into my body.
Right.
So that's kind of where it started for me. So like seeing all this stuff about GLPs, GLP-1 stuff, all these things that are by a shot, I'm like, no, that's not for me. Might be from other people. That's okay if you do. If that's your game, that's fine. Not for me. I'm like looking for where can I find something that is more heavily, you know, looked at clinically, but then also scientifically. Something that is going to be more natural. Like this comes from salmon. Okay, I eat salmon, right? So something from some place that's pure, like the Norwegian seas. So there's a lot of things out there, and there's a lot of noise about what's healthy, what's not healthy. So I'm somebody who it's like, okay, if somebody is using a shot, I could help them to use something that's more natural, like coming from salmon or coming from ginseng versus coming from a synthetic injection, right?
Right.
Now, do I think this is something that you should stay on for the rest of your life? Maybe not. I don't know. Like, talk to your healthcare professional, talk to a holistic practitioner like Shannon, talk to people who are like, maybe this isn't something that you do for a lifetime. Maybe this is something from the GLP standpoint, maybe it's something for a season. But maybe as there's more research, because this is something that's kind of newer, right? Like, we haven't had this, like back in the day it was CBD stuff, right? Now it's more like peptides and GLP-1. So as science comes along, like we're learning more, right? So we don't always know yet what the future holds, but we know what's in the past, like things like we don't claim to cure, prevent, treat any disease or illness. We know that the body is a miracle itself. So yes, eat food, eat spinach, eat kale, all those things, right? Eat sweet potatoes, eat amazing foods that are going to help you. But we know that people are looking for sometimes things that are like a quick fix, right? And we know we need to eat food. But we totally know that it's like something that, you know, from a long-term perspective, yes, you need to be eating healthy. Yes, you need to be doing things. But if we have things that are hurting people, causing them to be nauseous, causing them to lose lean muscle because they're not working out, they're not exercising, they're not eating good proteins, they're literally starving themselves all day, taking a shot, then maybe we need to look at like, what are some other alternatives, right? So that's kind of where our scientists looked at, okay, what are some alternatives to the things that are out there and what people are using and doing, right?
Right.
And the same thing with collagen. Like, I know Shannon is on here and she's like, okay, I am somebody who's like, let's not take collagen all of our life because our body may stop producing it, but let's look at something that may jumpstart our collagen production. So like the pomegranate juice and, you know, things like that we have for our collagen and our products, like that could help people, right? So there's a lot of thoughts out there. There's a lot of opinions out there, all of that. I'm just sharing with you because Dr. Dana is finding like where the need is and filling the need.
Right.
I'm showcasing all of the products.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You even have your
Playing
stand up
Vanna
with your
tonight
phone.
today.
Yay.
I'm just gonna pretend that we're having a in person.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I love it. Right. Like that's awesome. All right. So, Amanda and Dan, do you want to take a moment? Whoever wants to go first and kind of share why you got started?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Come on. Yeah, so I got started because my wife drove me crazy. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's been raving about this, and I've done every kind of diet that you can think of, and so and supplements. Yeah, she could show you our pantry. I literally filled up almost a full pantry with just supplements that I bought. Some of them work, some of them, are just run of the mill stuff that whatever. So I like the fact that this is all inclusive stuff that we can get all together from the same factory, same production, everything. I really like the fact that it's all natural. I've looked at some of the supplements I've been buying, and it's not all natural stuff. So that's important. The older we get, the more we want to look young and act young and feel young. And my brother and sister-in-law, we were talking about them dancing last night and the soreness and all that, and that used to be our thing. My brother and I, we were literally dancing almost 4 or 5 nights a week. That was just our thing. And I can't imagine going doing that now. I wouldn't be able to walk this morning. So I think that some of the things that we offer in this program helps with those. And the older you get, you don't have to continue to be sore and hurt and just not go be active because of worrying about being sore the next morning. But also, I know that this is something that we can use. I call it a side hustle. I've got a full-time job that I do. I travel a lot, and I make decent money at that. But this is something that I can sustain a side hustle, so to speak, to start with. And the more that I show that it works for me, it's going to be addictive. Other people are going to be, asking me, "What are you doing? What's helping you?" And I look to make this my full time. The more I put into it, and the more I interact with other people, then it'll get to a point where I don't have to travel Chicago every week. So that's awesome for me. And Amanda and I, we always try stuff together, and she's been trying it. I've been kind of hesitant, and I'm like, I want to see your commitment. If you're committed and you stick to it, then great. If not, then I'll know was it for real. But she has not let up. She is just driving it home, talking to everybody she knows. So I like that level of commitment because I don't go in halfway. I'm either an all in or nothing type of guy. So, but I'm excited to be a part. So I think I've said too much now.
No, that's perfect, Dan. No, I love it, Dan. Right. I love how you're supportive and I love that you guys are doing this together. Yes, it's awesome. Amanda. And Amanda and I met on LinkedIn. So like we have not even met in person. She's been amazing. We're, of similar thought processes and all that. Positive, amazing. She's been awesome to already work with. So Amanda, you want to share?
Yes. yeah, Jessica and I feel like we know each other already. Dan was like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "Jessica." He's like, "Who's Jessica?" And I'm like, "My friend. She lives in Kansas City. We're partners." Anyway, yes, all of the things. Still waiting on my GLP-3 supplements to get here so that I can get started on that. But I have, and I look a little hot mess. I've had what this weather change and everything like that tried to attack my immune system. I've been taking immune and my revive and my eternal like nobody's business because I'm like, I'm not letting this go into full fledged, you know, get me down. And I will just tell you from drinking and then also my kinetic. Um, from drinking my kinetic, taking my immune, taking my eternal, and my revive every day, I literally helped my best friend move on Thursday. I started feeling bad on Wednesday, helped my best friend move on Thursday and yesterday. And yeah, like my head might feel like congested, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I gotta lay down, I gotta, do whatever. I was still like able to keep moving. My best friend and her daughter actually were laughing at me because when I took my kinetic on Thursday, I was like doing high kicks. I was a cheerleader back in the day, for those that don't know that. I was doing high kicks and being silly and all the things, and they were like, whoa, that stuff like really is, works, is really giving you energy. And I love the fact that it's a clean energy. Um, we had stopped at the store just to give a little bit of background. My best friend will drink the monster energy drinks and like all the energy drinks. I said, get you a bottle of water when you go in the store. Drink this first. Don't drink those monsters that have all the bad stuff that can mess with your heart. um, no sugar, no taurine, no aspartame, all of that stuff. And it literally so much better. I mean, more energy than a regular energy drink. I mean, just for that, when, we are going into, you and I, Jessica, we've talked about that, of going into the early stages of women aging, and we have the fatigue and all of the stuff that goes along with that, just as being women and mothers and trying to do all the things that we do. So it really helps me, and it helps me stay focused and be able to tackle things. And so, I joined because, just like, Daniel said, we're all about, natural. I'm trying to be very holistic and naturopathic. I've been doing that for about 10 or 15 years, and just really would rather have natural supplements going in my body versus the synthetics that you don't really know what's being man-made, manipulated in a lab. And we have all the clinical testing and backing to go along with it. So for over I joined back in December. And so I've already been seeing, the results just in my joints with just taking the Revive, has been so beneficial. And I like what you said, Jessica, to me before, like, can't live without that stuff. Like, you literally know or feel like if you haven't had your Revive, you start to feel that those aches try to creep back in. Or just, the tightness in your joints, well, my joints anyway, because I think I have arthritic from being an athlete, but arthritis from being an athlete. But anyway, I could go on and on. I'll let you give it back to you, Jessica. But I think for anyone who's on the fence, this is a great opportunity. You don't have anything to lose. To be able to try to be healthier, and obviously you have to, it's not going to, some of it you can feel instantaneously, like the kinetic and stuff like that. But, you really need to give a good 2-week period for vitamins and supplements to get in your body real good to start to see, the true results. I know that our collagen works faster than that. But just, your standardized daily supplements, taking those supplements, making sure you're drinking water, all the things are going to help you in the long run. And the longer you do it, the more consistent you are, the better results you'll see. So back to you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda. I love it. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to start the slideshow, and then at the end we'll have Dixon Shannon go ahead and share just kind of and then Shannon, I know that since you're a wellness advocate and everything, if you want to add anything when I'm sharing about the products, I would love that. I know we do really good just teaming up on that. So let me share my screen, and I'm gonna try to make it so you guys can see it the best, since you guys are doing your screen on the TV. So does that look okay for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we are sharing about Three today. Three is our company. I have worked with Daniel Piku, our owner and CEO, now for 6 years. We celebrated our business friendship and partnership and all of that this month, actually. So in January, I was like, yes, I'm all aboard. And like, he's been completely supportive. I think about like, you know, the people in your life that have made the most impact and significance, and he'd be one of those people, like always cheering people on, always caring about people, wants to build a large community. He grew up in group homes. So you didn't have, you know, like a real family. And so he's somebody who is just always cheering people on. Dr. Dan Goodler is our chief scientist. I've been working with him for over 3 years now. His formulations, his, you know, everything he does, Caltech trained in organic chemistry, came from pharmaceutical, and has been in cellular absorption for 18 years. So we've got amazing people working with us from the corporate office to brand ambassadors, just, you know, thousands of practitioners. We've got you know, just everyday average people. So it's, you know, a wide combination of people coming together with science-backed technology. We're in the physician's desk reference. I had a friend who messaged me. I work at a school, and she was sharing with me that she's going to her doctor this week. I was like, great, because our products are in the physician's desk reference. Your doctor can look them up. And so we have both the holistic side and then the traditional medical professionals that are looking at what we have. We have a global company. We're in 14 countries, so not just the United States. Our company is literally on that cusp of, you know, going from, you know, ground floor to then going into more of a mass community. You know, so this is the timing of this is right. This is just showing our physician's desk reference, our epigenetics study showing how we can actually impact your genes. I'll have people that I know that'll say, oh, well, that's just why our family is, and that's just our genes. And I'm like, you can actually change that. Did you know? Based on your lifestyle. So we have cellular absorption technology. So basically, you know, not everything that you buy is third-party tested. Not everything that you buy even does absorption studies. So definitely important to look at where you're getting things. So here I said yes because of all the science and technology. This is our scientific advisory board. So they're literally medical professionals from all over the world. Dr. Jessica Bourdon is probably the most holistic person I know. So when she said yes to this, I knew I was in the right place. This is our new product, GLP 3. It's a natural peptide metabolic boost complex 267 that is helping with taking away those food cravings, dropping the pounds, or you could say food noise. People are using the word food noise a lot right now. Helping people with, you know, losing weight, but then also maintaining that lean muscle mass. Some of the things we talked about before, you know, people are just losing that lean muscle mass, and that's not what we want for people. I have started, I'm 44. In August, I started having hot flashes. And so this has already taken away my hot flashes, helping with just that metabolic, you know, just keeping with things with the blood sugar and all that. Also, people say that it helps with inflammation and pain. So I definitely am somebody who can relate to that. And so you think about just where we are in our health, and there's going to be more people saying different things about this. I have one friend who got a bottle very early at the event when we had a launch of the product. She's done a significant amount. She also had a significant amount to lose. She's walking without her cane, without, the inflammation, all of that. So just a big difference there. Vitality is our vitamin pack. So I've been taking this vitamin pack for the whole entire length of our company. So you think about getting all those whole foods in, you think about getting probiotics in, digestive enzymes, fish oil, all the things, right? It's definitely easy on the go, great to travel with. Do I eat other things? Yes. I make sure I have, whole foods in my body, but I also know that I'm missing a lot of things in my everyday life. And so this helps fill in those gaps, plus gives me all the things that I need. Eternal is our glutathione, CoQ10, resveratrol, collagen. It's like eating 40 acai bowls, whatever you want to say. And the amount of antioxidants it gives you this glutathione glow. People give me compliments all the time about my skin. So that's a drink. My kids drink it. If they start to have something icky come in their life this time of year, colds and flus and all those things, I'm like, take this, drink this. It's a squeeze package. It's a drink. You can also freeze it. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. Then we have collagen. It's a 10-day cycle. Helps turn on the natural production of collagen. So in your 20s, your collagen production starts to go down. We all have collagen in our bodies, but how well is it producing, right? So this helps jumpstart that, helps with inflammation as well.
And
Immune
with the
system. Yes.
collagen,
Go ahead, Shannon. Yeah.
so with the collagen, one of the reasons that it took me a while to actually jump on was because I was like, we create collagen. We don't have collagen. We actually have components that we eat in our foods, and we build collagen. So in ourself. And if we take, a lot of times we'll say in regenerative health, if we take things, we won't make it. So one of the things I was like not on board was this particular thing. And so, I did more research on it, and a lot of people are not able to get started back building those blocks, having those blocks to put together. The body kind of forgets. So the great thing about this is you don't take it all month. It's only 10 days. And so that you're able to remind your body how to build the collagen in the right way. Like, you were saying, Amanda, that you think there's arthritis, for instance. That's one of the places you would need that building block. So even in retinal health, I was an eye care for over 20 years. Like our retinas are using a lot of that same building blocks. So all of our mixed connective tissues, you see things like RA or osteoarthritis, those types of things, because of the acid in the body. Our body's having to use way more calcium than, let's say, it's intended to, because it has to buffer all these things like soda or, acidic foods. It'll use that. And so being able to have more of this, to be reminded of how to build that, what they need the collagen for in the body, what the body needs the collagen for, whether it's mixed connective tissue or bones, hair and nails, that it will then help your body to remind it how to build those blocks.
Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. See, I'm like, this is why Shannon's here. I love always everything she adds. So thank you. Next, revive inflammation and joint support. Amanda talked about that a lot. So when you think about, I take it instead of, if I have a pain, headache, you name it, headache, if I'm starting to have a sinus infection or whatever it is, like I take Revive, any type of pain. I injured my ankle, whatever it is, like I take this, I have a hard workout, I'm sore, whatever it is, I take it, I feel better. And even my hands, like, carpal tunnel, all that stuff, right? So it's been amazing. So it's always like, have this in your pantry, no matter what. Some people take it every day. Some people take it as needed, but it's very important. So you think about turmeric, boswellia, great cumin, all those things. So it's like putting all those things together, but in one easy capsule to take, plus other things, plus that absorption that Dr. Dan gives us with that. So we have cellular technologies. There's about 12 different technologies Dr. Dan uses for our absorption of this and all of our products. Shannon, anything you want to add on that one?
No, but the absorption technology is huge because what you just said, and there's more than one type, as you stated, and that's huge. So right now, the human bodies that are here are not able to, you can take all of beautiful food and eat it that you want, but if you're not absorbing it, it's just expensive waste, right? And maybe you got enjoyment out of eating it, but or maybe your body takes it and puts it somewhere else because it can't absorb it where it needs to go, because those pathways are blocked. And that's a whole nother story. Then that's why, and there's different pathways that could be blocked. So depending on what you're taking in nutrition wise, it's going to depend on which pathway it goes through. And our enzymes in our body are not being produced properly. We're eating foods that we're not designed to eat. And so being able to absorb these things through those types of foods, or getting the actual nutrition in is really important because, again, we're not really getting much nutrition from the food that we're eating most of the time because those pathways are blocked or we're eating things that we're not designed to eat. So those absorption technologies are crucial part of this, because if you were just to have these herbal remedies and these foods and these capsules or liquids that are here, and you didn't have that technology to get it in absorbable, then it wouldn't be worth anything. Again, it would just be expensive waste.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Next, we have immune. Immune is vitamins A, C, D, and E, quercetin, nanosilver, zinc, elderberry, all the things you would want for immune system. Obviously, like Shannon said, like you could put all those ingredients together, great, take them, but are they absorbing? Is it just expensive waste? But with that absorption technology, then it's helping get it into the body. I've been taking these, yeah, since our company started, and I also will open them up for my kids and put them in a whatever to get them into their bodies if they can't take the capsule. So just it's very key to just having that immune system. Immune system is everything. Also, too, if there's someone that has immune issues, it's going to be, your innate and the adaptive immune system, hyper and hypo, all the things, getting it absorbed into the body, helping with that assimilation. What would you like to add, Shannon, on the immune?
Well, also, I love nano silver. So, and this is my favorite product probably as a detox specialist, is that the nano silver, first of all, yeah, you have all these things in one capsule. So that's great. It's a lot easier than keeping a cabinet full of all these things. And so, the nano silver will take things out of your body, because one of the other things is not only are we blocked for absorption, we're also blocked in getting rid of waste. Most people I know, I would say 90% of the clients that I have in my practice are not releasing the waste that they have in their body through their kidneys. And so the great thing about the nano silver is it will take the waste out whether your kidneys are filtering or not. So when you are in a state of flu and cold like symptoms, whatever, where there's allergies or actually a virus, whatever it is, the flu and cold like symptoms, we call them Herxheimer effects, is that it's able to get rid of these things without without your body having to push it through your lungs or your skin, which is what those, or, diarrhea or whatever. So or throwing up, like that's the other elimination pathways you have. So being able to get things out of your body, again, just like the absorption, with even though your body's not functioning at its best and not able to get rid of the waste, it can help get rid of these things so that you're not backing up in a way so you have pneumonia and you have asthma, and you're having coughing fits because your sinuses are so congested, because a lot of those symptoms are because your kidneys aren't filtering properly.
Mm. I learn something so much all the time, Shannon. Thank you. All right, next up, we have Purify. So this gets rid of the toxins. So we're talking about elimination organs. So you're all 5 elimination organs, getting rid of toxins. This works great also with that GLP. If you've got someone who's wanting to lose weight, detoxing, I think about all the things you can do. I think about cleanses. I was basically a cleanse coach for 7 years. This is way easier and also more gentle on the body. So when it says gentle body detox, you don't have to worry about being stuck in the bathroom. You don't have to worry about any emergencies, that kind of thing. But it's also like helping all of those elimination organs with natural things like dandelion root and burdock and so many others. We can send you the list of all the ingredients. Shannon, what would you like to add on this one?
I would be talking out of the side of my mouth. I honestly don't know enough
Okay.
about it.
Okay. Yeah. And if there's anything else
Just
you want to
to say
talk about
anything.
of those 6 too, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, the
Anything I
Revive, of
missed?
course, is, the other that I really love. If, because a lot of people take NSAIDs, which are, your ibuprofen and these things that can be very damaging kidney, um, they can do damage to the kidneys and the liver. And so when you're able to take the curcumin based anti-inflammatory, then it's really great. The other anti-inflammatory that's really good is the tart cherry that is in the um,
Eternal.
Eternal. Thank you. And so, we don't realize that how much inflammation a lot of people have. Most of the time, when you see somebody with full cheeks, or even around their neck or their wrists, or some edema, those types of things where they have that extra water weight, we call it. A lot of times, it's actually inflammation. And so, when we're able to get this chronic inflammation down, then like your body's not fighting that all the time. Then it's able to do better things and build help your organs, help your, like, these other pathways I'm talking about that aren't working properly. So it doesn't, your immune system's not having to be override and then it gets something come at it. I don't care whether it's a toxin in the air, the water, the food you eat, thoughts you think when you're driving. It's all inflammatory. So the less inflammation we have, the much easier flow, more ease rather than dis-ease. You have more ease in your body. So those are really great things in this line.
Yes. Yes. Agree, Shannon. Agree. All right. The next up, we have our Visage skincare line and neuro cosmetic skincare, basically turning on things like dopamine and serotonin and just that feel good. We have a cleanse, we have a toner, the serum, and then the cream caviar. I got a message. My husband's uncle, he's in his 70s in Chicago. He sent me a message. He uses that serum. And he's like, I've got to thank you. Like, all the people I meet, like, are always asking me, like, oh, they can't believe I'm in my 70s because of my skin. So he's using that serum. Yes, it's for men and women. It's people that have skin. So it's a great line as well. We have Kinetic. I think Amanda mentioned the Kinetic. You think about, people using energy drinks and all of that, taurine. So this is taurine free, green tea, caffeine based, sugar free, all the things. So just great on the ingredients. Also helps me with focus and clarity. This morning, I usually do a workout. Since we had basketball, I did not do a workout this morning. But I did take my Kinetic because I just needed all cylinders working, my brain included. So yeah, I'm feeding my brain, but also not having high sugar amounts, right? You think about coffees and things like that, like the high sugar amounts. I was drinking a coffee in the morning just to help with that clarity, but then I was adding things to it. And also, like, coffee is a natural diuretic. This is helping you with electrolytes as well. So you're staying hydrated, and it's a stick. It's easy to travel with. So who's this for? People.
Jessica,
Yeah.
before you go on,
Yeah,
I
go
wanted
ahead.
you to share about the neuro connection of the serum and the
Yeah.
skincare, because that's
Yes.
just baffling to me. So I think other people
Yes.
would enjoy hearing it too.
Yeah. So the skincare line has it's very first ever neuro cosmetic. It means, like, basically when you put it on your face, on your skin, it's helping turn on your brain, basically. So it's going, layers deep to get to turning on those neurites, turning on dopamine, serotonin. Like, you think about, winter being a really hard time for people. Think about that, right? So I don't want to claim to cure, prevent, treat any type of disease or illness. So you think about, like, people being sad, people having all these hard emotions during the winter, less daylight, all of that. So this is a way, helping. You think about mental health, people needing just to feel better, right? So that natural, but then also giving them a glow, giving them the confidence they need. just in that too. Like it's really dry here in Kansas City right now with the winter. Probably dry for you guys too, with the colder conditions. And so like I was thinking about this morning, like my face isn't super dry in the winter. I'm feeling good. This time of year is really hard for me. Like I seem like a happy person, but it can be hard for me. So this is definitely helping, and just feeling good. So yeah, does that help? Was that answering everything you want me to answer, Amanda?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
think it's amazing.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Not every skincare has that, right? Like, there's something called the Prairie at Nordstrom's for that cream caviar. So it's coming from caviar. It's a plant in the mountains of Japan. So Dr. Dan literally goes all over the world finding the best ingredients, the best plants to use for our products. Or, like salmon, right? GLP in the Norwegian seas. So you've got, him looking for what's going to be best for people and then using that to facilitate what we have here. So like the La Prairie brands, Adrian was talking about this, significantly higher amounts, but this is more of a holistic approach from plants, not caviar fish, right? So just thinking about that, just where we can do things to help people, and then using, what's been provided for us on land, or different things like that.
Well,
Um,
also,
yeah, go ahead.
with that being said, previously what you said concerning, you have to realize when we put things on our skin, it doesn't go through our gut, but we're still absorbing it. And so we generally put neurotoxins on our skin when we put Vaseline or we put a lot of things on our skin. We're actually taking and doing the opposite of what this is. So this is really going to help reverse some of those things, and help to again put the flow and ease into that skin system rather than having that toxic thing that your body's now going to have as a neurotoxin. So a lot of people are putting neurotoxic things on their skin. Now you'll see that a lot of stuff taken out of, like the baby powder, right? For instance, baby powder would be one of those things that it had things in it that was a neurotoxin. And so they have all these lawsuits. So looking at even things like we would have thought for a child, like Vaseline, we used a lot of petroleum products, right? So those are like very neurotoxic things that are on the market right at Walgreens or whatever, right at your drugstore, I should say, whatever type place that a lot of people are using thinking they're being like healthier using, but really a lot of times it's a neurotoxin. So when you start doing the opposite, you almost get like twice as much advantage because now you're not putting the toxic thing on, you're putting something that's promoting health, especially neurologically and systemically. That's your whole body. When I say systemic, it's your whole body that's being affected when you put things on your skin like that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think about, like my daughters, they're, 7 and 9, right? But they're already talking about going to Ulta and going to these places that have skincare stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but they have so many toxins in there. Like, we are not going to be using that stuff. Like, you can use 3, right? Because I know that, like, it's better for them, right? But I think that's some of the things that when I was going through infertility stuff, like I looked at ingredients on my skincare. I looked at ingredients on everything I was putting on my body and in my body. So skincare is definitely something to pay attention to, because there's so many things out there with toxins in it we don't even realize. So yes, everybody, any age. Some of the products, are going to have like, oh, this is for 12 and over, that kind of thing. But I also know, like, for instance, the Eternal and for things like Revive, and there's stories of people, just talk to me if you have kids that you're looking at using some of the products for. Okay, so who's joining us? Basically everybody. Like, I've talked to former Lakers players, basketball players, to stay-at-home moms, to holistic practitioners like Shannon, to chiropractors, functional medicine doctors, you name it. Everybody, realtors, teachers, everybody, right? People that are living, right? That's what I say. Anybody who's living. Timing, obviously a great industry, lots of growth here. If you look at, literally now that I talk about GLPs, my phone is hearing me doing that. Then I get all these Facebook things about GLP stuff. It's great because it's like I'm learning so much from all the things that are on the market because my phone is hearing me say that. All right. So how I know that Amanda and I and Dan and Shannon and Dick sits on, we're all sharing this with people because we want them to also be healthy and just feel good too. So literally with GLP, it's never been easier. Like I am making a couple of posts and people are coming to me. I had a friend from high school I have not talked to in 20 years message me and say, hey, I tried to buy on your site last night. I just needed some help because it wasn't going through. He's trying to use his HSA card. And so his HSA card was like, wait a second, you need to do like a reimbursement thing first. But literally, like, I had no idea he was even looking at this. But because I've been putting it out there, people are wanting options. There's all kinds of Facebook groups where people are wanting options. They just don't know where to go because there's so much noise out there, right, about what to do. So it's 25% commission. We pay the next day on retail commissions. Right now we have $1 enrollment. That just means basically like you get membership pricing like you would at Costco. Instead of $30 a year, right now it's down to $1 for anyone ordering 100 points in product. That's about $200. So 3 bottles of GLP counts as 100 points. So literally I had someone who I work with at the school. She actually has been seeing my Facebook posts, and in a group, she saw my Facebook post. And so I sent her a message. And so I was like, literally, you're going to get 3 bottles. You're going to save $30. You're going to get, it's $10 per bottle in savings. So $30 plus the $30 in enrollment, that's $60 right now. And then every month you can buy whatever you want. You decide, you're in control of that. But basically, if you introduce this to somebody, you get an introduction bonus. Team commission. So think about this here. Shannon, Dix, Amanda, Dan, myself, that's 5 people. If we all introduce 5 people, 25 people together, we would all get a commission on that because we're part of a team. So it's a binary structure if you're familiar with the industry, but it's a binary structure plus a unilevel, that leadership matching. So for instance, Shannon would be my L1. I introduced Shannon to 3. Now Dan would be my L2 because I introduced Amanda. Amanda introduced Dan. So there's a matching bonus. So it's kind of like you help somebody, they help somebody, you get paid a matching bonus on that. But if you want to go into more detail about that, we can. There's a global bonus too. There's performance bonuses. I work at a school. I make very little. So I literally, I'm like, okay, if I could easily replace that income, won't be too hard. So team commissions, this is just showing basically you have a left team and a right team. When you help Bob and Sue get started with whatever they decide to get started with, it's a $35 cycle, 300 points on one side, 600 on the other. It's $35. Just know you want to be a professional cycler. It's basically $17,000 a month. I'm sorry, $17,000 a week in cycles that you can earn. Just the power of 2. Okay, so I introduced Shannon. I introduced Amanda. That's 2 people. That wasn't hard. So if Shannon introduces 2 and Dix introduces 2 or Amanda introduces 2, then it just starts building and building and building. Okay, so the average person just shows how fast it could build. We could quickly, just really help people basically. So this just shows a discount here, 3 bottles for $200. I calculated it's actually $30 savings, not $25 when I calculated it this morning. And then we have packs for the supplements. So you could, do one of these packs and then add on the GLP, however you want to do it. It's just kind of however you want to get started. Amanda can send you guys this or can show you guys this. Dan can show you. Then we have packs for GLP. So I was at that event we had in Dallas for the event when it launched. And so I got a 15 pack because I knew that people are going to want it and they're going to want to get started immediately on it when they hear about it. And so I wanted to have a bottle for like Alan, who I graduated high school with, but I haven't seen in 20 years, but he wants results now, right? So he came and got a bottle from my house, but he ordered it from me. And so he's going to get his 3 bottles in the mail, and then he's going to give me back the bottle that I loaned to him, right? So kind of like a place and replace. And then I also got 4 boxes of the Purify for free. So I saved money. All right. And then, yeah, that's just basically just saying, just get back with the person that invited you. You enroll, you place the order. Like I said, enrollment's $1 right now with, you place an initial order. You can decide what you want the next month. It's really honestly the easiest thing I've ever done, especially now with GLP. This is just a picture of Daniel. I'm behind Daniel. You can't see me because his hand's in the air. But this is all of our 3 stars at one of our events. Shannon came with me to Salt Lake City. And Dix, do you want to maybe just share a little bit about your story? Dix and I met in a previous health and wellness company. He and his wife, Jane. Jane is now in heaven. She was an amazing person. But Dix has just got a kind heart. We met, just, all had similar, focuses on health. And so whenever Dix and I met, we just stayed connected. And then when I joined 3, he came aboard. So Dix, do you want to share a little bit about your story?
Yes, I think that the real benefit that I focused on when I was interested in getting with 3 was the absorption. There's lots of products out there, but none of them have the absorption, and so that was my main focus. But since I've been on the products since 3 began, um, I've really found a lot of the anti-inflammatory stuff. I'm 73, and so all those things that come with being 73 are in my life, but I really haven't found it as much of a struggle as I think I would have if I wasn't on the products. And a lot of the things that are difficult for older people are because of the inflammatory um, nature of some of the things that we eat and that we encounter and all those sorts of things. So that's the main thing for me. And when I just moved back up from Texas, we went down there in the last few years of my wife's life to be with family. And then, but this is home. And so I moved back up here, and I was trying to find an apartment from 750 miles away without the ability to go see it. Well, so I love my apartment, but it's got 41 steps to get up to the 3rd floor. So every time I come in, if I've got stuff with me, I have to go up those 41 steps. So by the time I'm at the top of the second flight, I'm reasonably out of breath, and I'm feeling it in the muscles and the joints and stuff like that. But because I'm on the products, I I think that it's something that is in the moment a problem, but it doesn't stay with me because I have this anti-inflammatory effect that is making my joints, which have in the past barked at me, you know, that just aren't anymore. Of course, there's going to be times, but it's not something that hangs out in the background and threatens you. So that's the thing that I think is the big deal for me is that it's really, helping me with my aging for all the issues that entails. And I'm really looking forward to ordering the GPL3. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the same kind of effects on steroids that are going to be coming from that. I was so impressed by the Cindy Maddox pictures of her feet because I had started to have that sort of thing. Not as bad as that, but I'm looking forward to that effect and even more of the effect on the joints and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Sorry, I was trying to find unmute. I'm trying to look through my phone. You mentioned Cindy Maddox sticks. Yes. Cindy Maddox had a bottle of the GLP given to
One
her. One bottle. One bottle. Because literally it was like we only had a few bottles at the event. Like it wasn't like we had a million bottles at the event. Daniel had a few bottles for us to
There it
try
is.
to use it. But here's her picture. And Cindy is an amazing person. She has this huge heart. She's got a nonprofit she runs. But she received, here's 1 week ago in Dallas, Texas, I was using a cane. This week I don't need it. 8 days ago, I started taking GLP-3, and I think she says, this is what she says, my fat foot speaks for itself. Inflammation is one of the leading causes of heart attacks and cancer. This will be the most life-changing all-natural product you will ever use. 1 week ago in Dallas, Texas, I was using a cane, and this week I don't need it. All I can say is GLP-3 is going to change the world as we know it. GLP-3 has many benefits. It's not just for weight loss. She, just amazing. Daniel, our owner, giving her a bottle. There were some people were like taking their bottles at the end of the row, like they gave it to us in a row. And Daniel was like, here, Cindy, this is for you. Here's a gift. She's just an amazing person. But it's changing lives already, just seeing the differences. I thought, okay, so I don't really need to lose a ton of weight, but if inflammation, right? You think about inflammation. So I started it and it was more about my hot flashes. I wanted to see if this would work for my hot flashes because I was like, I've had these since August and they need to go away. And everybody that I talked to are like, you're only 44. You shouldn't have hot flashes yet. And I'm like, I know what's going on. And so to think about blood sugar problems, I don't want to say any names of diseases, but run in my family. So I'm just, looking at how I can help, just continue to enhance my life and be a healthier person. So thank you so much. I know Shannon is heading to visit a client. She has a client in the ICU. So prayers for her client, Nick. And Shannon on her journey there. We appreciate you, Shannon, sharing. Shannon and I met. She was neighbors with my aunt. And so I've known Shannon and Dix now for probably 10 years. So they go a long time. I know Maine and I have known each other since December. But yeah, this is a journey and, the right people continue to show up on this journey and building a community too of like-minded people is really, enhancing their lives, building their lives. I truly believe that Amanda and Dan will be on stage sharing their story at our next event. Like, this is going to be amazing, you guys. I'm so excited for you guys, Amanda and Dan. Excited for all that we have to come, in our journey. And I hope did you guys have any questions first off? Dan, did your brother and sister-in-law have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We got different mics going on, so it's trying to.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to Amanda or Dan can shoot me a message and I'd be happy to answer the questions. Or get you to the right person that can answer the questions. And then Amanda and Dan, either one of you or both of you could send them some links to stuff that's in your app. There's no wrong way to get started with 3. It's like, get in where you want, get started how you want to. There's no wrong way. It's just like, take the next step. I found that, I'm like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, so I get some products, I order the products, see where it goes from there. Like, I got my spot on the team, and said yes and haven't looked back. And every day I'm so grateful, right? Like, these products have changed my life. Within 3 days, actually immediately, not even 3 days, immediately I could see differences in my energy, with the Eternal, with the vitamins. I could see differences in my skin. I could see differences in how I felt. Like you said, the pain, the inflammation, so many irregularities started happening, just so many things. So it's just been incredible. And You know, in my family, my kids, my husband, my mother-in-law, my you name it. Like I give immune out instead of people taking, you know, soup to people when they're sick, I take immune, an eternal.
Right.
Yeah.
A question I had was of those list of supplements across the board, what would a normal day look like for just a normal person? So they had all those first thing in the morning. Take what first? Is there something you just take all of it one time?
Yeah,
Or
we actually have a in the app, there's a guide, product usage guide.
yeah,
Product usage guide. So you can pull that up. But basically there's no wrong way. Dr. Dan always says, when do you take your vitamins? When you remember. Take them. I take mine first thing in the morning. Some people take theirs at lunch. Because I know I don't want to miss out on my day. And I know it gets busy. And so I never want to miss it. So I take it first thing in the morning. I've never been diagnosed with any focus issues. I don't take any prescriptions for focus, like Adderall or anything like that. But I know I've got a lot of tabs open in the morning. And so if I don't take this kinetic, my brain is like, what am I doing today? I don't know.
yeah.
So I take kinetic first thing. So I take kinetic, the vitamins, the eternal first thing. That's just been my morning thing. When I have some food, I take immune. And then revive, you know, like same thing, right? So and then my 10-day collagen, like tomorrow is the first, right? So I'm getting ready to start take the collagen whenever you want. I try to do it on the first because then I can remember, or you know, number them so you remember when if you taken them. I forget sometimes if I've even taken it. So I take mine at bedtime. It's like a snack before I go to bed. I take Pure Fry right before I go to bed, 1 capsule. I do the Visage every day. It's part of my routine. So that's kind of how, and GLP, I've been taking it. It says take it 30 minutes before a meal. So I've been taking it, you know, before I eat breakfast. So this is kind of what's been going on with me. I have hot flashes. I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night with them. I had one last night. So I take it immediately and within minutes it's gone. So 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I was like, okay, here we go. Okay, take that away. So I've had 2 nights since I started taking it. It was 6 days ago, I think, or 7 days ago. So I've had 2 nights where I've woken up with a hot flash and immediately I take it and it's gone. Like I put it in my bedroom because I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah, readily available, right? But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
And I think that's one of the things that is important, that, you know, we're not trying to claim that these are cures. Like your body's going to go through this period of time that you have hot flashes. This is not a cure for that. It's a treatment. It's all natural. It's going to knock that out for you immediately. That's
Yeah.
well,
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever seen anybody have hot, I mean, mine aren't horrible. Like I'm not sweating, my hair's not wet, but I mean, if you had any part of that, you're like, I don't want to be hot. I mean, I've been a person that's always been cold all my life until this time. Like,
I
right?
think I'm in a constant state of hot flash, but that's just But my wife, Amanda, says definitely she's been going through the hot flashes for the past 2 months. Oh.
Yeah, it's not fun. So yeah, if you can take a, you know, dropper full of something, it's like, okay, let me take a dropper and I'll be good. Right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that answered my question. That was perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys have an awesome day. Let me know if you have any other questions. You can send over some information. But yeah, here to help however I can.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank
everybody
you.
have a great Saturday. Dick, Shannon, Amanda,
Thanks,
Dan.
We're going to go play Snowman.
What is it? You're gonna play what?
Snowman. We've got snow this morning.
Oh, there you go. Go play snow. Go build a snowman.
I missed. Where are
Oh,
you guys
Justin.
at?
Oh, we're in Atlanta. Well, west of Atlanta.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it started snowing about 2 a.m. and then I guess it just stopped about 30 minutes ago.
Awesome. Okay, we'll go play in the snow.
Yep.
All right,
Talk to
see you
y'all soon.
guys. Have a good Saturday, everybody. Love.
Bye-bye.